He looks a little bit of like Arcanine from Pokemon, if he was like a muscle daddy, like an internet daddy.
Yeah, if Arcanine dressed like Captain Marvel, this is Steve Marmel's Arcanine Captain Marvel.
Marvel mommy meets daddy.
And this is their awful inbred child. Meet Superdoge, which is, believe it or not, a worse NFT cartoon than the Red Ape Family. I'm Henry.
Henry, are you sure it's not pronounced super dodgy? Because that's how I feel about every part of this. And I'm Gus.
Let me tell you, the things I'm going to say when we get a minute in are not kind. Jesus Christ. So, in case you missed it, Gus and I produced a video about the Red Ape Family probably a little over a month ago at this point. That was a nightmarish journey into the world of NFTs, which, just to be clear for anyone who's new here and is still kind of holding their breaths about this, we do not support in the slightest.
No, they're essentially like millions and billions dollar trading cards that hurt the environment with giant gas guzzling server reserves.
Yeah, they are like they're an idea that is so bizarre and worthless and terrible that they feel like something invented for like a heavy-handed Captain Planet villain.
As if we've reached a point where now people, because they know they've accepted in their hearts that they can't become billionaires, they need a way to deny it. And so they invented a more complex version of monopoly money that cost them real money. And, ooh, maybe one of those days you'll be like a Bezos or a Musk or any of these other people that they worship for all the wrong reasons.
Yeah, it is basically for anyone who has ever fantasized about what if a pit crew could destroy a rainforest. NFTs are the product for you. So, Superdoge is a horrendous, horrendous two-part so far cartoon that still manages in its two parts to be significantly shorter than the Red Ape Family. And I want to say for context, it really goes without saying that this does not mean that the Red Ape Family is anywhere near good, because it's not, it's awful. But it's like, we have taken a bar that was so low it was on the floor, and we've dug a bigger hole, and we've thrown the bar down the hole.
Yeah, because here's the thing about the Red Ape Family, like, nothing happens. It has stupid plot, but enough, like, dumb shit would happen that it would seem interesting enough at times. And I'd even say this is like weirdly preachy about like just how cool NFTs are and how much real money and people who make money are bad and greedy people, which is a really contradictory message considering that NFTs are a product of greed and exploitation.
Yeah, that was incredibly bizarre to me because it felt like the messaging of this cartoon was deeply confused. So, just to give you a little bit of context, because you're seeing the images on the screen, and typically when Gus and I would like cover a piece of media and talk about it, we'd say, "Oh, go watch it, form your own opinions," but like genuinely don't give them the oxygen. Like, don't watch it, don't comment on it. Like, just it's worthless. It's antimatter. We're mainly talking about this to kind of like raise awareness and to hopefully in some way lower the value of this clownery by reducing its esteem in people's eyes. But basically, the plot is there is Superdoge and his two sidekicks, Hollywood and Lemmy. We'll get to them, and they are superheroes in like a vague NFT universe, and they need to stop Fat Cat, who is a villain, from turning people into NFTs and selling them.
But it's bad when he sells NFTs because he's turning people into them, and also he cares about selling them, which is bad. It doesn't add up.
Superdoge is an entertainment, debatable, and media-based blockchain technology project utilizing NFTs to create positive change and community enrichment. Do you feel enriched, Gus?
No, I don't. I don't feel enriched, and I don't think that the non-enriched are getting richer.
The Superdoge NFT animated series is brought to you by an award-winning team featuring Emmy-nominated lead writer Adam Gilad and an all-star team who are known for their work on X-Men the Animated Series, Gargoyles, VR Troopers, Flight of the Navigator, Once Bitten, and much more, who all now have this irreparably tied to their resume. The poor fuckers. Anyway,
Oh, I feel so bad for all of them to be called out like this.
Yeah. No, this is one of those two uncredited. Speaking of the uncredited, did you look at the credits on this? There is only one person whose name escapes me who is just credited as voice actor, and no other voice actors are credited.
Okay. So wait, everyone was one voice actor?
Surely not. Like, do you think the people who did voices for this, which, by the way, the voices are horrendous and they sound like they were recorded in a fucking shed. It's hideous. Do you reckon they were all like, yeah, I don't want my name on this. I just need the paycheck.
I mean, imagine you record voice for this and they just fucking pay you with a fucking Dogecoin. It's like, here, take this down to the local 7-Eleven, buy yourself a coffee.
Yeah, don't spend it all at once. Here's a Doge.
Or don't spend it at all because it may not have value when you try to spend it.
Yeah, but that's such a funny thing about just like cryptocurrency in general. Be like, oh, here's a Doge. Oh, awesome. How much is this worth? Depends on what Elon Musk tweets in the next hour.
Yeah, see, here's the thing. It's so bizarre that anybody would do anything like this and then like shit on real money as opposed to their fake money.
This is so bizarre because you're right. It does have that odd sense of just demonizing the concept of profit, which, don't get me wrong, you know, Gus and I are both people who would say, hey, it is wrong to make these horrendous, gas-guzzling, ugly monstrosities for profit or for any other reason. But at the same time, I just am not naive enough to believe that this was made by a gang of, like, NFT true believers who are purely in it for the art. Because if they were in it for the art, it wouldn't be this awful.
Yeah, and like listen, like yes, we are saying that they're hypocrites here, but hypocrisy itself is like a weak argument. You also have to prove that the people behind it are doing something more harmful than just something that's against their values. And in the case of NFTs, not only would they be wrong in saying, these greedy people only want to profit, they're also doing the worst version of it.
Anyway, let's talk a little bit more about the show itself, because it's ostensibly a comedy, which bizarrely it has like again, as Gus said earlier, Red Ape Family would occasionally be like entertaining in a like what the fuck sort of way, just from its sheer bizarreness. Things like Doctor Nwatiti like voring people all the time,
And the
bloody
skeleton man
turban.
pilot, I love him. I'm gonna right click and save him. He's my favorite.
Yeah, right.
And he belongs to me
save
now.
all of these. It's a comedy that plays it bizarrely safe and even steals the same, like, not knowing what NFTs stand for in this.
I can't believe the Red Ape Family's joke was way more funny. The non-fuckable toucan. It was funnier than any of the ones they came up with in this.
Yeah, there was Nefarious Felon Terrorist, which Superdoge himself coins. Or should I say mints.
Oh yeah, he mints it. Yes. Oh my god.
This is so embarrassing.
Now listen, I feel like, people who do this sort of like, let's just play straight superheroes who fight against a supervillain. If you're not in the 80s and you're not selling toys. Oh wait, they are selling toys. I forgot. They're selling a bunch of expensive toys for a bunch of trust fund assholes.
Yeah, to boomerang it back around, that was the good YouTube comment I was referring to earlier. It was like, cartoons in the 80s. Hey kids, buy this toy. Cartoons in 2022. Hey, buy this like bizarre, difficult to understand link to a JPEG that destroys the world.
This is the opposite of Captain Planet, essentially.
Captain Anti-Planet. Should we talk about the characters? Because I actually have some great resources on these.
Oh yeah, because, well, here's the thing. I think that when it came to the Red Ape Family, it was impossible to nail down who anyone was. But with this, they fall into like very specific cartoon tropes from like the 2000s. They're very cliche characters, and they all suck, and I hate them all.
Our three main characters, as I referred to earlier, Superdoge, who is the big Barra dog Captain Marvel man. There is Hollywood, who was a cigar chomping chihuahua, and then there is Lemmy, who is a husky. And the reason I'm able to say these specifically is not because I'm just really good at animals, which is a weird skill to boast. It's because their like very offensive to the eyes website has profiles for each one. Are you ready?
Oh my god, I can't wait to hear their like how to draw manga-esque profiles.
So here's the one for Superdoge himself. Superdoge, the leader of the Doge Pack, is a street Shiba Inu with a troubled past, ever ready to lay his life on the line for any fellow animal in danger, unable to look anything but noble and majestic at all times. His greatest weaknesses are fire hydrants and frisbees. Did you feel the the episodes communicated that? His troubled past?
No, and they didn't, look into his weaknesses at all, ever. I'm also surprised he's a Shiba because of how, yoked he is.
Yeah, he doesn't look like a Shiba.
I mean, they're compact boys, but, he is huge.
Fundamentally just doesn't look like that breed of dog. It's obvious he is contextually, just because Dogecoin is the fucking Doge meme
Based on the
thing.
Shiba. Yeah.
But, God, it's embarrassing. Alright, do you want Lemmy or Hollywood next?
Hollywood, because he is just kind of a token minority character. That's the whole thing with him.
I'm just going to read you the thing, because this is the most bizarre of all, because they made the very bizarre choice in their first 2 episodes, which should really be introducing the characters, to have Hollywood trapped as a, looping NFT for the majority of them.
That was unusual. He tries to do something and then gets completely zapped and taken out of the picture.
And is just gone until he's back at the end, because, again, they didn't know what to do with him.
Yeah, no, he's just he's the third member of the team. They needed one, just to fill out the roster. There has to be 3.
They needed the big buff man, the girl, and the other one. So anyway, here's a description. Hollywood, a cigar-chomping chihuahua, hails from Eastern Europe, where he used to be a TV child star. Always ready with a quick comeback, usually in the form of a grown-out-loud pun, Hollywood cares first and foremost about one thing, Hollywood, while constantly making meta comments on the action and the rewriting of the script for his future showbiz comeback. Any day now. That, literally none of that
just
was
flat out
expressed.
didn't happen in the show. All of the grown-worthy puns came from Superdoge himself because he had, all of the lines.
Yeah, because Hollywood was trapped as an NFT. That genuinely feels like it came from an older version of the script when he had any kind of characterization other than just foreign.
Yeah, he is just I will just say how you say blank, or it's good, no.
Because the voice acting in this is so atrocious, probably the best voice actor in this is Lemmy, and that's maybe why it was only her that was credited, because I think it was a female voice actor.
Everyone else might be just the same person.
The rest could just be the crew, just doubling up, because we're gonna get this fucking thing out. But,
Yeah.
Hollywood, his actor was so atrocious at actually doing the different accents that initially I thought, oh no, they haven't given him a Mexican accent, have they? And then I thought, wait, French? And then it feels like he eventually slipped into a bit Russian. He has the Khajiit accent.
Yeah, no, it's a non-specific, weird European accent that fluctuates between Spain, France, and Eastern Europe.
Yeah, it's almost like an offensive, Roma stereotype accent.
It is. I'd say that this character. The thing about him is that, he's kind of just offensive to every culture at the same time.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was possible, but he does a shitty version of everybody's accent.
That's his superpower. Anyway, on to Lemmy. Lemmy, a slim husky who likes her fur trim, her nails French, and her clothes not too matchy-matchy, is one really cool bitch. The brain of the group, she has a secret crush on Superdoge that she won't let anyone sniff out. Again, A, the crush is not secret, and B, none of the rest of that is expressed in the episodes. Never once does she seem smart or, conscious about her appearance.
To be fair, she is the only one who knows what an NFT actually is. So, they did give that to her because men make dumb comedy. Women deliver exposition dryly.
Yeah, that's part of why it feels like she has no characterization, because in the overall, maybe generously 5 minutes of combined actual episode in these 2 episodes, not counting credits, a good portion of her spoken lines is just essentially reading the Wikipedia page for NFTs.
Yeah. No, and she really just doesn't do anything. I mean, none of the characters, with the exception of, the Superdoge and the weird mentor Rafiki guy.
What was his name? I've already forgotten his fucking name.
Satoshi. His name's Satoshi for
Satoshi,
some
yeah.
reason.
Even though he is literally just Rafiki, but he's a genie and he's got a bong. That's his, like, only thing.
How many Disney characters can we rip off in one character?
Yeah. He's like, what's that fucking guy from the Power Rangers? Is it Zordon?
Zordon. Yeah, he's the Zordon.
Yeah, he's the Zordon. And Superdoge doesn't even win the day, but you know what's really funny? So, isn't the whole thing with, like, NFTs, like, oh, they're one of a kind, unique, non-fungible. They beat the villain in the end by Superdoge making a bunch of exact copies of himself?
Yeah, what the fuck? He just mass produced himself.
Is this an anti-NFT cartoon? Or are they just that stupid?
Here's the thing. If it is an anti-NFT cartoon, it's brilliant satire because it gets everything about the concept wrong, but the problem is it's also just not entertaining as a show.
And it's making NFTs. It's like when John Cleese, who is just embarrassing in every regard these days.
Oh my god. I'm sorry for every old comedian in your country because it seems like they all become shits.
Eric Idle is still cool at least because he stays in his lane. He's the good British Python who isn't dead. But that aside, it's like John Cleese. He like made an NFT of the Brooklyn Bridge to like make fun of NFTs. But it's like, John, you still made a fucking NFT. It's like robbing a bank while dressed as a clown to make fun of bank robbers. Like, you still robbed a fucking bank, dude. I know that's just the Joker, but
That is just the Joker, right?
this is turning me into the Joker. I'm Jokerfying.
Yeah, no, literally. Okay, does Satoshi also have a profile on here?
No, he doesn't. Wasn't important enough. Neither does Fat Cat,
Oh my god.
who has the worst mic of all.
Yeah. Also, Fat Cat like attempts humor at several points throughout this, and none of it's funny. It's all really. He's confused about the fact that he has paws at some point. Then he like considers Superdoge's offer of like trading all the people he's captured for Superdoge, and he like reconsiders it. But none of this is given any like timing or vocal inflection or anything that would mark it as a joke. It's just a guy babbling stupidly in things that might be comedic lines, not good ones, but if they were delivered by a voice actor, they'd be recognizable as jokes.
Yeah, like, this whole thing is, like, vaguely gesturing at the cadences of being a generic early 2000s children's cartoon.
But it has boner jokes.
Yeah, well, you can't decide what it is. It's so holistically strange. Well, holistically terrible, honestly, because the thing that kept occurring to me is just the immensely bizarre, like, pauses.
There was also a part where Fat Cat was like blasting lasers, and as Superdoge was talking, the lasers like drowned out half of what he said. So like between the pauses and like the lasers going, you just like are like, okay, what is happening?
Yeah.
And it was a cheesy line too. It was like I've got a bone to pick with you.
Yeah. It's like, it was like halfway through the voice actor was like, are we really doing this? And then had to commit.
Yeah, no, it's so weird too, because you look at this YouTube channel, you look at the fact that they set up a website for it, and it just feels like everything here is, do they really think they need to astroturf this badly? Because the Red Ape family just kind of fucking existed, and like people will defend it. Like, they don't need to convince people who are already into NFTs that this is worth their investment. Those fuckers will spend their money on anything that's NFT related because they just have no standards.
It's just a waste of effort, because if you wanted to make something that was, out here to, like, spread the word of NFTs, like, why rush it and make it something this terrible that, like, to the majority of people will just turn them off more, because they'll see this and be, oh, is this what NFTs are? This sucks, which they do. So maybe it is just a weird sleeper made to fuck over NFTs. Who knows? It's that baffling. It has the, like, President Evil problem of being so inept you can't even tell what it believes.
It would be interesting to imagine a version of this that was like a satire against NFTs. But at the end of the day, as it stands, Superdoge is so unentertaining and so bad and so bland in every single thing it does that whatever its intention, it's a waste of time to even comprehend it. And the fact that there's so much money behind it is the truly annoying thing.
Do you know who I think the real victim of all of these hideous cartoons are? Furries. These are out here giving hard-working, like, furry anthro artists a bad name with its horrendous quality, because when you actually give, people who actually know what they're fucking doing with, like, animal character designs, a budget to make things, you get really cool shit, which is why I want to propose a new meaning for the acronym NFT. So if someone says to you, hey, do you want to buy an NFT? What you need to say is, nope, furry time. And then you go find a furry artist and you commission them instead.
Exactly.
And if you agree with our movement, I want to see you commenting. I want to see you tweeting. I want to see you yelling from the rooftops. Hashtag nope furry time.
Nope, furry time. I love it. I love it. That's so good. Because here's the thing. All I could think while I was watching this was like, whenever Lemmy spoke, I was just like, Luna is way better than you. Luna from Hell of a Boss is like 1,000,000 times better as a character.
How dare you stand where she stood?
Just shut up. We'll feed you to our own Wolf OC.
Yes. Oh, also, because I shouted about it in the other video, but then realized this isn't his thing. If you want a really great furry artist who does all kinds of different stuff, a lot of vor stuff, Rocket Shark, whose Twitter is @vorjokes.jpg. We'll throw a link down in the comments. But yeah, nope, furry time. Mm-hmm. Let's make it happen, people. Yep. Fuck these awful, awful shows.
Exactly. And until next time, we'll see you in the near future time.